Today, I want to show you how to use your SBC account, Spider Business Center, to determine if the RTN is working. Every once in a while, I get a call, text message, or email asking if the RTN is working. So I want to show you how to do that on your own in case I'm not available at the time, so you get yourself back up and running. So this is the RTN homepage. What I want you to do is go to your SBC account. So you can either click register. That should take you to the login screen. So you go ahead and log into your account under a username. And the first thing you're going to see is the shop screen. Go to live status, rover status, and you'll see that all the sites are green. If all the sites are green, more likely than not, the RTN is working. Every once in a while, you'll see a blue one. That means that reference station is connected to the network, but it's not receiving data at that time. The blue dot will usually fix itself or get in there and I'll reboot it. The red site usually means that there's no communications from that site to the network. A lot of times, and many times, that has to do with the internet service provider outage. Nothing really we can do about that. If you do plan on doing static survey and you see that red site and you plan on using that in your survey, give me a call before you spend hours out there, and you're not going to get that information later. And we'll see what's going on at that site. If you see all of the sites are red, that usually means we have a server outage. We have if the north side is all red, or if the south half is all red, that's also a server outage. So if they're all red, hopefully we'll get it back up and running. I'll send out a notice saying the RTN is down in certain areas. Most of the time, I don't have a time frame as to when that comes back on. But if you see these are all green, the RTN is working, more likely than not. The next step that you can do is go check on your account details. Check to see if you have an active subscription. Most people will have this IaRTN, RTK, and Rhinex product subscription. If you see your green down here, I think I have 234 days remaining. Your subscription is good. If you need to renew it, renew it. If it has expired, you can renew it. If you don't have that there, you can go to the shop screen and you can say this blue button will probably say buy now. Odds are you had an old subscription that expired and I just cleared it off because it was sitting there for too long. Hit buy now, sign up for another 2 years, and you should be good to go. Next thing you do is go back to your account details and confirm that your NTRIP username and your NTRIP password match what is on your rover. These are both case sensitive. A lot of people have some really long usernames and really long passwords, so make sure that's all correct. If you checked that, all the sites are green. The next process that I recommend people do is to change your mount point. So you can get a list of your mount points from the RTN homepage. User connection information. This is a pretty important sheet I would recommend printing out and putting with your equipment, whether it's in your survey box or your truck or your cab or whatnot. But keep this available. If you forget the IP address, that's up here. Your port numbers are 10,000. Confirm that that information is correct under your NTRIP settings. Then your mount point list. A lot of times, this trick fixes the problem and gets you back up and running just by changing your mount point. What I believe happens is there was an improper shutdown sequence or end survey sequence that the data collector didn't quite like, and it's still trying to hang on to that old data stream, whether it was from the day before, week before, or what. But it's not getting what it needs. So by switching your mount point to whatever one of these you like, you should be able to get fixed. And then if that is the case, you can switch back to the mount point that you prefer, and you should be back up and running. Most of the time that works. If that doesn't work, try to do a cold boot on your equipment. Don't just turn it off. Do a full shutdown and bring everything back, and that usually fixes the problem as well. Check to see if you have any firmware or software updates from your manufacturer and make sure that's all running. The other thing that you can do is give me a call after you've done all those, and I'll have you fire up the equipment. So if you're in the building, you need to be out in the sky so you can fire up the equipment so I can see what messages come up on my end, and that might help us get things going for you sooner than not. So if you have any troubles with any of that, feel free to give me a call. My preferred communication is through a phone call. Text messages is okay, email is okay, but by the time we go back and forth, we could have got you back up and running. If you tried all these, just give me a call and we'll see what we can do. I hope this is helpful. Have a good day.